I think the key takeaway for retailers is to understand that consumer expectations now are being shaped by technology. I mean, things that only a short time ago we were fascinated by, the idea that my smartphone could geolocate where I am, that I could use virtual reality to go into a virtual world, or that I could print things using a 3D printer. Those sorts of things now are becoming commonplace. We're taking them for granted. So consumer expectations now are much, much higher for every retail experience. And as a retailer, I think, the takeaway is that the old way of retailing is no longer good enough. The idea of a store being a place where consumers simply come to pay for things and pick them up and take them home is no longer good enough. And that as a retailer, I have to give consumers something now that is on a completely different level of experience. So I think it's a difficult transition for retailers. I think in two respects. Retailing tends to be a very product-focused enterprise. It's a lot to do with inventory and buildings and managing inventory and managing people. And within that, what they've lost sight of is that the experience for the consumer needs to be unique. It needs to be engaging and surprising. And on the other hand, they have competition now in the form of retailers like Amazon that are coming into the market, and they're questioning a lot of the things that retailers have just turned a blind eye to for many, many years. Things like lining up at a cash register. Now Amazon is coming in and saying, we'll do away with that. Consumers will no longer have to line up. Challenges that retailers have had in terms of shipping goods and getting things to consumers quickly. Amazon is trying all kinds of different ways of doing that. They're sort of reinventing the way we shop online. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure competitively on retailers, and they really need to exercise a new level of creativity in terms of overcoming those kinds of challenges. So it's very difficult for them. There are some really great examples of retailers that are doing things differently, that are really recognizing the fact that it's not what they sell that matters so much as it is how they sell it. How they sell is the differentiating characteristic. So if I look at a retailer, for example, like Perch. Perch is an appliance retailer. They have about 9 stores across the US. And unlike most appliance retailers where you walk in and it's just a showroom filled with appliances, when you walk into a Perch store, everything works. Everything is plugged in. The consumer can try everything, including bathroom fixtures and shower heads. If you want, you can go and take your bathing suit and have a shower in the store. So it's a remarkable experience where they have chefs that are cooking and you can sit and have a cup of coffee. So you're not just looking at these appliances, you're actually experiencing them, and you're experiencing them in an engaged way, that all of your senses are engaged. There's another retailer in New York City called Bandier, and they sell yoga and fitness apparel. And unlike most clothing stores where you walk in and it's just racks and racks of clothing, Bandier has a studio on their second floor, and they bring in celebrity trainers and celebrity coaches, and people pay to attend these classes, huge classes filled with people. So it's less about commerce, it's more about the community. It's more about being part of something and actually engaged. So the key things that I've found, and when I was researching this last book, I looked at retailers that were really delivering remarkable experiences, and I asked the question, what is it that they do that most other retailers don't? And I found 5 things. First of all, great retailers engage consumers. And when I say engage, I don't just mean they greet them with a smile and say hello and they deliver good service. They engage all 5 senses wherever possible. So they do something that appeals to the sense of taste, the sense of touch, sight, sound, everything. They fully engage the consumer's 5 senses. The other thing that great retailers do is they deliver a unique experience. So what they do is they look at the typical experience in their category, or as I like to say, the script that consumers usually have playing in their mind, and they change it. So if we think about even Starbucks, for example, how Starbucks completely invented their own language for how we order coffee, how they behaved differently than most other coffee shops that we had ever been to. So they created this unique language, this unique culture, and thereby created a new experience. The other thing great retailers do is they personalize. So they always look for opportunities within the experience to either draw on information about what your preferences are, the things that you like. They customize for you. In some cases, they'll actually design the product specifically for you. The fourth thing they do is they always deliver some sense of surprise. It can be something small, like a gift with purchase. It can be something like delivering your order before you anticipated getting it. It could be something big, like including something that you had no idea you were going to get, an extended warranty of some kind. But there's always an element of surprise in every great experience. But the last thing, and this is the most important thing, great experiences are repeatable. Great companies practice these experiences and they train their people to the point where the experience is perfect. And they do such a good job at doing it, they make it look accidental. They make it look nonchalant. It's an Italian word called sprezzatura, which means sort of accidental perfection. You know, that you've done so much practice, you don't look practiced. You know, first of all, I mean, just as sort of a caution to retailers around technology, I think the most important thing is that you first decide what the experience is that you're trying to deliver before you decide which technologies you're going to go and pursue. But having said that, I think that some of the most important things that are happening right now are virtual reality. Certainly. And I think today, when we think about virtual reality and we think about these huge headsets, it seems odd to think that that could be the way that we shop in the future. But we have to appreciate that the first mobile phones were also that big. So the form factor is going to change, the resolution is going to improve, the realism of virtual reality is going to be astonishing in a very short period of time. And it's going to give retailers the ability to redefine what an online store is, and that you may shop for cookware by going into a virtual reality experience with Jamie Oliver and cooking with him in the kitchen, or shopping for clothing by going to one of the Kardashians' closets virtually and shopping in that environment. So that's going to be game-changing, I think. The other whole field of technologies that I think is important is offline analytics. So the idea of treating stores, physical stores, as websites, the ability to know at any given point in time where people are going, what they're interacting with, what they enjoy, what they don't enjoy about a store experience, which of my salespeople is most engaging and why. What is it about them that makes them a great salesperson? That sort of 360-degree view of what's happening in the physical experience, and thereby the ability to change that experience as you go, is going to be increasingly important. And then lastly, I would say the other technology that I think is being overlooked right now or dismissed sort of as being a toy is 3D printing. And I really believe, again, that most things that wind up shaping our future begin their lives looking like toys, and we take them for granted. But 3D printing is now being incorporated into the manufacturing process for retailers like Adidas and others that are now mainstreaming this technology and enabling them to move very quickly in terms of delivering new products to market or designing new things, and actually being able to give consumers the ability to design their own products and print them on demand. So those three technologies are the ones I'm watching very closely.